Hi, so today we are actually fertilizing and adding more acid to my blueberry plants. So this one started flowering already, got quite a few blooms on it, and most of the times here in Florida we do not have acidic soil, so I have it in a container just to make sure that it gets its proper acid requirements. Normally you have to use baritone. I don't have any baritone, so I'm using hollytone, which I normally use for my hydrangeas and any acid loving plants. Most of the time my hydrangeas blue, so I actually started, that's how I got exposed to soil acidifiers, to make hydrangeas blue. And they're also good for blueberries because they lower pH. So this is an organic soil acidifier by Espoma. So I am getting this in there. And if you saw my last video, I actually got this from Lowe's. Isn't it cute? It's a pink container. It's perfect because either squirrels or rabbits started eating my fertilizer. So now I can hide them in here from them without having to worry about them getting attacked. Now in here, in my wheelbarrow, I just have a mixture of mini pine bark. There's also some soil acidifier in here as well, and fertilizer. So I'm just going to top dress this with that. So I just add some soil acidifier in here, some fertilizer, and actually let me water it in, and then I'm going to top dress it. And if you saw my hyacinth, it actually came back from last year. So this is actually blooms from last year. Normally you have to put it in the fridge to get it cold stratification and all that. But I left it in a container and it came back. So I was pretty excited about that. I'm like, hey, she's back. I'm just going to let it sit here and let it get deep watered. And then I'm going to top dress it. And while it's being watered, I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Now this one's a pink lemonade blueberry. I had that one last year. And this one here is a Climax blueberries, a Arandano Climax. Let me bring it close so you can see it. Climax blueberry. I got this one from, I believe, was Lowe's. So I like keeping the tags on there. This was grown in Florida, Monticello, Florida. So I'll take it off after a while. Like that one still have the tag on this one as well. It says pink lemonade. And I normally keep it on a tag, on a branch that's gonna die back eventually. This is my little row of blueberries. So cute. So let's get, actually since it's pretty much ready, I'm gonna dump it in there. I probably should get a bigger shovel, but I do not feel like going inside. And surprisingly, I do not have a flower pot. Actually, no, here go one. Because I clean up my garden, I'm like, where are all the flower pots? So I'm pretty much top dressing it with my compost mix that I have. This is pine bark, and there's actually a compost in here. and some soil acidifier. And that about it. I don't think I put any fertilizer in there. Probably should have. I'll put some on the top. Actually, this is perfect because this way it's not getting all over the place. I'll keep it with this. And in case you're wondering, over there, those are some Barbados cherry. I know you guys are always asking, what's in the background? What's that? So that's some Barbados cherry. And I do not know what ratio I put in. I just eyeballed it and put the amount I think I'm going to need to top dress all 3 pots. I have 3 pots of blueberries, and the 2 pink lemonade are self-pollinated. It does say if you plant it with another one, you get more blooms, more berries. So I have another one, which is my 2 pink lemonade and my climax blueberry. So I have 2. And if I see another one, it's funny, I went to Lowe's and I actually saw another blueberry. Funny enough, it was a bare root, and it has higher cool temperature requirement. Cool, what's it called? Cool. The length of time that is needed for the blueberries to put on berries. So each of them need a cooling period. These ones I have are sufficient for Florida because we don't get that many cool hours. That's the word I'm looking for, cool hours. Cold hours. So the one I saw required more. It was for colder temperatures, and I'm like, why they have it in our Florida garden if it's not compatible with what we have? So that's one pet peeve I don't like with the big box stores. Sometimes they have things in there that are not compatible with our garden. So you have to research and be careful of what you're planting, because sometimes what they have ain't for you. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. This one is, like I said, is the climax blueberry. I'm gonna get this one top dressed as well. This is the last one. I got this one this year. I had these 2 pink lemonade last year. So, and I'm gonna put some more mini pine barks on top of this to finish it off. But yay, she's gonna be nice and cool, because as it heats up, it dries out pretty quickly. So this will keep it cool. And anything left over I have, I'll put them on the Barbados cherry as well. And I've been adding used coffee grounds to the soil since last year till now. Don't believe that's enough, so we are doing this just to make sure I have enough blueberries. I had some blueberries last year. I actually had it in the shade. It had morning sun, so it didn't have that much sun. So I think it needed a lot more sun than what I gave it last year. So this year I have it in the sunnier spot, and hopefully that will be okay. Aha. And this is the mini pine bark I'm using. This is supposed to break down and give it more acidity. So the more help I can get, I'll take. I'm pretty much covering this up. Next, I was going to add some fertilizer to it. Let me do that before I do this. And with this bucket, those pesky rabbits or squirrels won't be able to eat my fertilizer. I don't think that's healthy for them. Oop. That scared me. Why is there a rock in it? Even put a rock in here. That scared the bejesus out of me. I thought it was an animal in there. But yeah, they shouldn't be eating this. I don't think that's good for them. So to protect their health, I am going to keep this in a bucket away from them, because it's in my greenhouse on the south side of my garden. So now they can't get to it. And I'm trying to be careful when I was applying it, because the roots, the roots, they spread pretty much on the top. They're pretty close to the top of the roots. So I was being very mindful of that. All right, so now let's finish adding our pine bark to the top. Now we're gonna be properly situated. This is my first time top dressing my blueberries, guys. I'm hoping for a more bountiful harvest this year, and I'll keep you guys along, take you guys along so you can see what I got going on. So this year is a lot different from my other videos because I don't have just flowers. I have flowers, berries, papayas. I have a passion fruit. I got some blackberries. I got some lemon. Did I say orange? Yep. So, and I got a whole bunch of food. I got some onions. I got a whole bunch of brassicas. I got everything, guys. And it's growing. I promise, like every month, oh, I want this in the garden. Anything I can eat, I'm trying to plant if I can afford to do so in my Florida garden. So, who knows, y'all? Pretty soon, y'all might see me. And you might not see me at the grocery store no more. You're going to be like, kids, what y'all want? Now, in terms of the butchering of the animals, I grew up in Jamaica, so I grew up seeing that. That's one part of the whole life cycle I didn't like. I feel so bad. And some years you see me with predominantly vegetarian eating. So I did the same thing to the second one and just getting it watered in. Then you realize it wasn't even in frame. Sorry about that. So for the second one, I did the same thing. I'm just getting it watered in right now. Giving it a good drink of water. And for this year, I'm not going to cut them back. But after they bloom this year, I most likely will come in and prune them back though. So after it's done fruiting. Then we're going to come in with the mixture. And do the same thing. The only thing is when I do need to fertilize, I'm going to have to come in, take back the mulch to get access to the soil. But that's okay. You know, it will get protected from the extreme heat that we have here in Florida, which is ridiculous. And like I said, this is a mixture of compost, the mini pine nuggets, and soil acidifier. And that's why I had to add the rose tone, the holly tone, to it before I put that in because this doesn't have any fertilizer in there. There we go. It should be nice and good. And then we're just going to come and top dress this on with mulch as well. And I'm going to come and water them once I'm done. So we have the last one to do. We're going to do the same thing we did with the other ones. All right, so this is the last blueberry. Let's get that one done. So same thing. I can see all the used coffee grounds in here. This has a lot more soil. Why is it getting pressed this way? Huh. So first we're going to add some holly tone in here. So I'm using Hollytone because I do not have any Berrytone. If you have Berrytone, you can use that, but I use my Hollytone. But I use my Hollytone for my hydrangeas. So, and this is for acid loving plants, so blueberry love those type of environments. So here we go. So add the fertilizer in. I had top dressed it already, but I didn't have any fertilizer to add, and I forgot about my Hollytone. So there's no roots here, so I'm trying to be mindful not to disturb the roots too much, because they do come on the top as well. But this one is my pink lemonade blueberry from last year. This one is the climax blueberry, and the third one back there is another pink lemonade. So they have some cross pollination they're able to get done. And if you can see the one further down, that's those are 2 Barbados cherry. And then we add some soil acidifier. Mix it on in, mix it on in. Oh, I see the roots right there. I'm not trying to dig too deep. And this right here is, like it says, compost mixed with soil acidifier and mini pine nuggets. So I'm just top dressing it with this. So we can feed the soil. I don't have any fertilizer in this one, so I put the fertilizer down first. Oh, I forgot to water it. Let me water it in. Water it in first. Give it a good drink of water. So now that it's fully watered in, we can top dress it. To my little hyacinth, she did her bloom time. It smells so good. And now she's dying back because she's bloomed for the season. But I'm surprised it came back. Like, I'm still like in awe. I'm like, okay, is she gonna come back for a 3rd year? We shall see. And we're just gonna mulch it now with the pine bark. And you might think it's overkill, but it's hot in Florida. We need to keep her hydrated as much as possible. Okay, pink lemonade. Here's to a bountiful harvest. You're fed, you're gonna be clothed, which is your compost right here. I mean your mulch. I'm gonna feed you more by giving you some more water. And hopefully we are in for a big, blessed harvest this year. So I'm doing the same thing to the cherry tree. I have this one in ground. However, I'm gardening on a slope. So I'm trying to use these blocks as a retaining wall to keep the soil from washing down the hill. You can tell that has happened before. So this is my mini retaining wall that I'm creating here. There we go. So that will keep the soil up there, and I'm just gonna top dress it with some mulch, same as we did the blueberry. And this one, you might see this one in the front, and that's another reason I like to keep my plants in containers, because I like to move stuff around. I'm a very indecisive gardener. And I may decide, you know what, I want these plants here, there. And not only that, some of these are the first time I'm planting in my garden. So the sun requirements may change, especially now that it's a winter time. I have moved so many plants around, and thank goodness I had them in containers, because the sun has now changed. So I need them to be, you know, accessible to the sun. I should put the rest of this in here. Should I? I'll put it towards the base. Yeah. Because I need some for my strawberries. I wonder if I should put this in the green stock. I'm going to need to check if I can put this in the green stock. But the strawberry needs some protection. They are over there burning, guys. Burning. Both from the sun and from the ever-changing temperature. Hot, freezing. We have a few frosts already. So they lost some leaves, and they're trying to put on fruit. So I need to do the same thing to the strawberry. But like I said, they're in the green stock container. So I may just put them on the top layer. And since I'm going to keep those in the green stock, and if I need to ever plant, like replace the strawberry, I'll just take the mulch off and plant. They can move the mulch. So I may just do that. But I think I may need more mulch. This one bag sure stretch far. Let me show you some. There's tomatoes growing here. Mini retaining wall I created. But this is a tomato. That's a tomato. I'm pretty sure I reused some soil from the garden bed or somewhere. Or either I think it's compost. That's what I had, compost. I put compost in there. And probably there were some seeds in there. So that's how we have that. Well, I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna have some tomatoes next to our Barbados cherry. And if it survived the frost, hey. But there's a nice canopy here, like shielding it from the frost, hopefully. A nice little canopy here. So I'm using this to help, you know, keep some of the moisture in for the soil. There we go. And the cherries, they do like a bit of a acidic soil as well, so this works perfectly. I want her to grow up. So I may stake I don't know, later on, probably like a year or two, I'll come and trim it up. But right now, I'll leave her be. But I had like less than 10 cherries last year. There we go. There go our retaining wall. Behold, with the wall has been held. There we go. Whew. My watch said I only have 5,000 steps. That means I haven't been doing that much walking today. Because I'm being stingy with my pine bark nuggets, when I get another bag, I'll add more to it. But we have some in the cherry. Oh, look at that. And then we have some in the blueberry containers. How exciting. So I'm going to water them in now. Look at my hands. Oh, look at fresh black mani. So I'm going to water them in. Yeah, water them again. Get the mulch wet. And I'm going to show you what they look like. I'll give you a close-up view of the blooms. Yeah, because there's quite a few buds. Actually, let me show it to you now. Right, look, this is the pink lemonade. You see buds right here, there. So there's a lot of buds coming in. So when they start blooming is when you want to feed them. And here are some buds along. This time, this one is a climax blueberry. So she's budding up along the stem. And then this one have the most. She has flowers. Look at that. Isn't she lovely? Wow. And look over here. All right, look at this, guys. So many blueberries. And like I said, she's still pretty young, so I didn't do any pruning this year. I might do it after I might do the pruning after they finish blooming. If not, I'll definitely do some pruning next year, because there are some skinny branches, almost like a hydrangea. You know, with a hydrangea, when you prune it, you cut back the skinny branches, anything smaller than what you expect. So I'm here looking at the grass moving. I'm like, is there a snake in the grass? Listen, guys, I've gotten so much better with these snakes, but I'm still a little like, oh. So I just did a quick search, and nothing in my green stalk like pine mulch. So we're using the rest on the cherry after all. So I'm going to have to get some grass clippings. And it's funny because strawberry loves straw, but it's in the name strawberry. So yeah, we're going to get some straw for our, like the onions, the garlic, the carrots, the strawberries. They all like straws. So straws it is, guys. So back to the store we go. But in the meantime, my acid-loving cherry plant will get this pine mulch. Get her covered up and protected. Oh my goodness, how many tomato plants are in here? Here go another tomato plant over here. We sure had a lot of tomato seeds in that mulch. It gives 3 tomato plants. Okay, so one may survive. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Okay, Barbados cherry, you're all mulched and ready to be insulated. I need to get a shovel to plant these blocks deeper. But if I go inside, I'm not coming back out. So we shall do that another time. Let's get you watered in. One final watering. Well, this was a productive day. I got my blueberries all set and ready to go. So that's reassuring. And I think I'm going to have time to do my carrots. I need to put some seeds down because there are some missing spots. So I'm going to show you them. I probably might do it in a separate video, but I want to do the carrots in the pink garden over there. I have 5 separate gardens in my property. I have the south garden, which is mostly my salads and stuff like that. And I have the east garden, which is the pink garden. And I have this. What direction is this? Like mostly west. Northwest. Yeah. Yeah, this is the northwest side of the garden. And then the front garden is the west side of the garden. So, have quite a few. And they each look different. So if you've been following me a while, you actually notice that, yeah, you got a little bit of everything going on. All right, so my wood chips are all watered in. My blueberries are all watered in. And I promise you, when you come back, something's gonna be different. I'm gonna change something else in this garden. I'm always changing something, y'all. Who else needs some water? Actually, let me give my peas over here some water. Yeah, everything else is pretty much well watered already. I got my carrots with their shoulders showing off. And get it, carrots. Get it, carrots. All right. So we're all done with the blueberries. Thank you so much for joining me today and following along. I appreciate y'all keeping me company. And I'll come back and give you some update on my blueberry. I'm going to do it weekly because every week they change. So I'm going to come back every week and show you where they are and what I did and the abundance of blueberry I get. Fingers crossed, prayers for some abundance of blueberries. I was picking strawberries with my daughter today. The strawberries are very early, guys, very early. So they're tiny. So I'm going to give them some soil acidifier, fertilizer, and I'm going to get some straw. So I'll take you along on another video for that as well. But happy gardening. Thanks for joining me. Bye.